Welcome, welcome, welcome. Blissful Saturn day to all. I am Goddess, High Priestess, Empress Alba La Panthera. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live, my love. Let me give you all a few to receive a notification before we go ahead and get this show on the road. You hear me? So, let you vibe out while I get everything prepared here on my end. For those of you that are looking to book a live personal message, just view the information in the pinned comment that will be showing up here for you shortly. Just one moment. Welcome, welcome. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up energy button. That's a way of you washing your hands, taking your shoes off at the door, and at least saying grand rising, greetings, being respectful. Whether your parents raised you, you raised yourself, I know you know better than that. Move that way. Oh, shit. Thank you. Salute to the personal virtual assistant in the building. Let's see what we got going on here, babe. Greetings. Welcome, welcome, welcome. About to get into it, just a few here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Amazing deck, by the way, to have for yourself along your journey of evolution. Go. Love that. Number 11 showing up on the screen. Come through. All right, y'all. Welcome once again. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, shout out to you, my love. Major shout out to the members of the channel. If you're in here, make sure you're hitting up that thumbs up energy. That's a way of you coming into somebody's space, being respectful, greeting them, washing your hands, and if permitted to do so, not so much permitted to do so, but asked to do so, taking your shoes off at the door and making sure that you're respecting this space, okay? If that's not something, it's something as simple as that, which just requires you to tap the screen twice, that's not something you can do, then this is not the place for you to be because we do not tolerate that frequency here. All right? Greetings. Gratitude for saying something very, very. We got Diva in here. Tardavius. What up? What's up, y'all? All is well. I'm doing amazing. Amazing. Gratitude for asking. So, if this is your first time here or if you're returning, what my platform is about is me offering structured transmissions of clarity, perception, and alignment through the integration of intuitive insight, spiritual insight, and this is all through the use of divination tools such as the tarot, astrology, oracle systems, symbolic analysis, and pattern interpretation. So, what my work does is that it translates complex, energetic, psychological, and situational information into grounded understanding so that way you have a clear direction and you're able to make decisions based on alignment. Each session or each live is designed to support coherence, integration, and forward movement with precision and integrity. If you are someone who resonates with my frequency, those of my spirit guides, my ancestors, and my cosmic family, shout out to the Lyrans. Those of you who align with that, that means you resonate with the essence of truth, structure, insight, and aligned direction. So, welcome, 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 welcome. Now, with that being said, whether you're someone who's in tune with astrology or you're getting more accustomed to it, I do want to state the following. Because what happens is when you carry this level of information, there tends to be this energy amongst people, amongst the collective, different collectives where there isn't so much of a great understanding of astrology and ignorantly insulting it. So therefore, insulting something they have no knowledge of. If you encounter someone who's per se attacking astrology, they're not so much attacking you or the science, they're more so revealing their relationship significantly to knowledge and where they are in connection to their uncertainty. Because plain and simple, they're not operating from they're operating from unconscious arrogance and not so much informed skepticism, especially with the lack of knowledge of these systems. Because there's a big difference between an educated critique and a dismissive, ignorant person. One is intellectual integrity, and the other one is simply insecurity disguised as confidence. This could even be for those of you who are tuned into certain biblical texts from its esoteric and metaphysical structures. So just know that anyone who insults something that they haven't studied or have a connection to their ancient knowing is usually showing the following: their intellectual laziness, where they're not curious enough to investigate, but loud enough to judge, which is not discernment, that's literally avoidance of learning. They may fear of what they can't control, where astrology challenges the idea that humans are fully autonomous, self-made, and separate from larger systems. For some people, that's threatening, and mockery becomes a defense mechanism. Another trait that a person who insults something that they have no knowledge of is identity protection. So if someone's self-image is built on being rational or being superior to spiritual people, then anything symbolic, metaphysical, or non-material gets attacked automatically. It's a psychological self-defense, not analysis at all. Fourthly, A person who is insulting something that they have not studied, they're in a state of projection where they assign stupidity or delusion to others because confronting complexity will require them to simmer down and to pay attention and to take heed to the information that's being provided, which threatens usually their ego structure. They don't yet understand that not all knowledge systems use the same language. Science, symbolism, psychology, cosmology, and metaphysics don't operate on the same measurement tools, but they still can hold coherence and internal logic. So overall, if you're experiencing someone who's insulting what it is that you have knowledge of, and because of their ignorance and their lack of studying, their lack of knowing, they're literally expressing their uninitiated essence when it comes to symbolic systems, therefore uncomfortable with frameworks that don't center materialistic logic. Because someone who mocks what they haven't studied or doesn't know is literally not thinking critically. They're reacting emotionally to unfamiliar territories. Because when someone is, connected to their discernment truthfully, the verbiage from that essence is more so, I don't resonate with this, or I don't find it convincing. While their ego, the ego of a person who's being ignorant would say, oh, this is stupid, don't make no sense, and yada, 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 yada. One is mature and the other one is defensive, basically. So if you're in a situation with someone of this type of character, don't argue. Don't educate them through debate. Don't educate them through debate. Educate them through your presence, your clarity, and the knowledge that you embody. People don't tend to shift because of explanations. They shift when their worldview no longer explains reality well enough to sustain their identity. So stay grounded, stay precise, and stay unreactive. And welcome. Welcome to the Panthera Soul family. It's a blessing to have you all. I will say this as well. There's a lot of power that comes with knowing astrology. For instance, the main quote that you hear around the essence of astrology is that millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do. In connection to JP Morgan Chase. Now, this was a person who employed astrologers and occult consultants. He funded metaphysical research institutions. He was deeply involved in esoteric societies and really connected to non-material intelligence systems as guiding material outcomes. And what's an interesting fact about this is, due to knowing astrology and pattern recognition, and not necessarily stating that in this particular scenario that I'm about to let you know about, when it comes to him precisely, it's not necessarily saying that because of the use of astrology, he wasn't on the Titanic, because he was supposed to be on the Titanic but didn't show up. He decided to go somewhere else. So this is the other part of the knowledge of astrology, is that you begin to have this rhythm when it comes to embedded pattern recognitions. So even if you're not aware of that current alignment of that particular day, you have such a fine-tuned connection with yourself and the cosmos that it allows you to basically take a detour when you really didn't plan it. Or this could be an example of, okay, you plan to do something this day but you decided not to do it. Or let's say you drop your keys and you can't find it and it makes you late. Everything is in alignment. The more you know of your connection to cosmic reality, source, the universe, the smoother your life will be, I promise you. Because it's more so a science that helps you with pattern intelligence, timing intelligence, cycle awareness, risk pattern recognition, psychological forecasting, the decisions that you make. You have a much more optimum chance of selecting something that's best for you. So basically, someone who is aware of astrology at the truth of what it is, you're not going to say because it's Mercury retrograde not to travel. That's not what that's about. It's more so that this cycle shows an instability in systems, transport, contracts, and collective structures. So therefore, this can create a delay. But that doesn't mean not to move forward, though. The mind is a very powerful thing in regards to the conversations or whatever knowings one decides to connect to. I was just about to say beliefs, but the reason why I didn't is because a belief doesn't necessarily mean you know it. And that's something that the collective during this time, while Saturn and Neptune is going into Aries, while it's still in Pisces, there's a lot of belief systems and ways of doing things that is not truly connected to a knowing. But I digress. Let's go ahead and get into our messages. We're 16 minutes in. It's always a pleasure to be of service, to share my knowledge with you all. Okay? If you're looking to obtain a live personal message, a clarity session, or an alignment session, feel free to view the information in the pinned comment. I do offer private sessions. You can find all of that information in the community post. However, a clarity check is basically focused on the short form session designed to bring immediate clarity to whether if it's a question, a situation, or something you are looking to make decisions on. And the alignment sessions will be a little bit deeper, much deeper than that, where it's designed to restore coherence between internal states, external circumstances, and next step directions. So we'll be picking up more on certain pattern recognitions, any type of misalignment that has to be corrected, and just providing you with structured guidance for alignment and forward movement. Okay, so those are the differences between the clarity checks and the alignment sessions during the lives. Now, the one-on-one private sessions, we go more in depth with all of that. It's similar to the alignment session, but more in depth because you'll be talking to me one-on-one, and it's going to be more so conversation-based. And I will be working with you based off of your natal chart when it comes to that as well, okay? I also do assist with human design as well. Let's get into the messages. For the collective, 1750. All right, darlings. What I'm actually going to do, where you want me to go first here, Source? Okay, the mudra and one tower, just to get some intel here in regards to where you all at here in the collective. Show me the collective here. If you're here, there's obviously a message that will resonate with you. Nothing's a coincidence. You ain't gonna just show up here and just repeat, listen to my voice. Although, love you for it. However, let's get to it. We have assertion. Okay. And an open heart, I'm very big on it. The heart doesn't open nor close. It's just more so about whether you align or are out of alignment with it. So some of you could be forcing something here based on what it is that you want. And it's not so much connected to a desire. The desires that you have are things that is easier for you to manifest because it's connected to your cosmic blueprint. It's connected to what you're doing in higher dimensions as it reflects you. So let's see what's going on here. Let me, okay, so we going this route. make sure awareness, not fear. Welcome, sweet, not sweet. Welcome. Hi, Big Rocks. Welcome. Okay. Yeah, strategy. Certainly about that. 22, 21. There's something here you have to take a step back on. It could also be significant information here for some of you precisely in your journeys from 2021, 2022. May have something to do with this month, either the 21st or the 22nd, a journey entry in regards to that. Let me get a little bit more here. Assertion, strategy. I'm really picking up on making sure that I guide you to not be overdoing something at this time. Because the solution is simple, but you could be overthinking it. Let me see. Show me. Overthinking it for sure. You know exactly what it is you have to do. We have the crown chakra. Or do you is the question. That's the actual question. I hear somebody ask themselves, am I doing this correctly? Should I really be doing? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be doing? All right, this ring light, the way that's showing up there is gonna blow me. Hold up. Raise this up. Man, fuck it. That light wanna be doing the most. So this could be something in regards to a light bulb moment or feeling separated from clearly knowing. Separated from clearly knowing. That's one side. The other side of this is that you have the strategy, you know what to do. Move forward, start building with that assertion number carried by a 22. 22 is a master building number, also Taurus. I keep shocking everything that I touch. 2233, keep shocking everything you touch. Let me see. What's at the bottom here? The thinking man. Yeah, so certainly overthinking. 2244. Certainly overthinking. This could have to do with something you're supposed to be ending. Restrictions. Now, I'm glad that came up, because now that really shows me exactly what we doing over here. Because let me see who we're talking about though. Where my babies at? They're right here. Let's see. Show me. 11th house. We have Aquarius that's showing up here, the house of Aquarius. Now, when it comes to the next step forward, you're rewarded when there is total reinvention and there's an emergence of you stepping into leadership roles, activating your destiny. But you'll be blocked if you're confused about your identity, feeling fragmented, or carrying some sort of inauthentic expression. It's important for you to embody the future version now and stop preparing. Whether you are an Aquarius, that's the key factor right now. Embody the future version now and stop preparing. This could also be the energy of hoping something will turn out for the better. You have to get rid of that word right there, hope, because hope is connected to fear. You're in the age of knowing, faith knowing, so it's important for you to be more aware of where you are to be mindful of accountability, of knowing that the life that you're creating is really based off of where you are at and perceiving your reality. Something about erasing something. Don't be doing things that's actually erasing your identity or depleting you. Show me one more. Saturn. So this is about a restriction because of confusion of identity. Huh. Now, I wonder, the root of this is coming through as emotional attachments. There's some sort of emotional attachment here going on. That when it's time for you to step into who you are working with the collective, you may hold yourself back and not necessarily be as assertive as you can be in being of assistance based on your cosmic lineup, especially 11th house Aquarius, where the cosmos grants opportunities. You're ready. What I'm also seeing with Saturn showing up is that you're truly ready to confront the challenges that you've encountered that allowed you to gain wisdom. Yes, you are. Let me see. Leo could be of high resonance here. If that's the case, especially as a Leo rising, or let's say you have a Leo fourth house, it's time for you to validate yourself. It's really time for you to validate yourself, especially if you are coming from a space that trauma has been built on trauma has been built on unconditional love. Where identity became role-based, where your worth was more external. It's time for you to break this cycle by seeing the value, the intrinsic self-value, and allow love to exist without achievement. So it seems as though there could be some sort of over-assertion too with this, that a person only receives love or knows love based on achievement. You know? Now, yeah, there's a very deep wound here. I'm picking that up very strongly based on performance base, that you only felt as though you belonged somewhere because of your achievements, where your worth was earned, and love was more so something that was transactional. Yeah. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Whether you have Leo highly aspected in your chart, but this is the major arcana for Leo. And then we also have Capricorn here. So let's see. Let me get a feel on this. Some of you, it's time for you to really mourn the childhood that you didn't have. You could be a Virgo rising. It's time for you to mourn the childhood you did not have. You had to grow up quicker than, a child would even desire to. Some of you here are really just bypassing the way you feel. So you could be lacking some sort of emotional grounding, which is not allowing you to see what's right in front of you. Wow. Show me. Okay. We got Taurus showing up, the Hierophant, but this also has to do with some sort of institution of learning or you becoming a guide for others. And in order to do so, because here's the thing, that would be that your foundation centers on identity, recognition, and validation. So you too is where love may have conditional on performance, where your authenticity has become filtered. Let me look at the chart real quick. Let me see today. What planetary hour am I in doing this? Oh shit, Mars hour. That makes sense. A Mars hour, I connect to the part of the lucid moment that requires you to disconnect at the root when it comes to situations that no longer serve you. Show me today. Oh, no, that's not what I was looking for. 1 second, y'all. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This was somewhere at the top that I had it. Where we at? Some of you could be feeling restricted right now because the reason why you would be restricted, especially with that devil card that was showing up, which is Capricorn, which is Saturn, making sure, okay, before you go to the next level, these things have to be cleared up. You could possibly be clinging to an expired identity, maintaining some type of fantasy timeline, operating from emotional avoidance, delaying necessary endings, and relying on spiritual bypassing while holding outdated attachments. Here's the thing, anything that is not structurally real will not and cannot continue. So let's say you're doing things out of survival or some type of career out of survival. That's misalignment. And anytime a planet goes into another sign, it presents you with the reward or you having to repeat a lesson. Now, while we have Jupiter and Cancer in retrograde, these are restrictions that are happening through internalization, where the growth is more so inward than external. And you are restricted when you seek validation, you look for external permission, you chase an external expansion and relying on anything outside of you to support your structures. Right now, it's important that, your expansion is self-generated or will stall. And then on top of that, you got this here planet Uranus in retrograde too in the sign of Taurus at 27th degree. That's a Gemini degree, which has to do with your mental state or your thought patterns. You'll feel restricted if you're dependent on old income models, if you're clinging on to outdated safety structures, or resisting the reinvention of your own value systems. Greetings. Or seeking comfort over evolution, because these type of old structures in terms of finances are no longer going to provide safety. For some of you, just me saying that, whatever financial idea you've been having and holding yourself back from taking the next step, stop doing that. Get to it. Do something tonight before this here 24th is over, which is a 6. Make it a habit. 6 connected to Virgo. Make it a habit to reestablish your nervous system to now begin stepping into this new way of you connecting to a value system when it comes to yourself and your money. For some of your ancestors and your spirit guides have literally been telling you, I'm not going to remind you again. That's literally the energy I just felt from that. It was, I'm not going to remind you again. Because you're in a position where there's a massive opening for abundance of prosperity. But the old version of you can't go with you. The old version of you may also include certain people around you that cannot go with you. Welcome, Cosmic Goddess. Welcome, beautiful. Okay? We got the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Pluto in Aquarius. Oh, your identity is going through a massive filtration system. But as long as you're performing who you are, your personas, instead of your truth, restricted. As long as you're conforming to belong, restricted. Seeking approval, restricted. Diluting your originality, restricted. Operating from a certain type of social programming, fucking restricted. Compromising your vision, restricted. Because anything that is inauthentic is losing access to momentum in that great speeds. That's why you see the things in the external world flipping on its head the way it is. 322 right now. That's literally this right here. So everything we just set up to this point with the 21, 21 is the world card in itself. This is 22. There you go. The cards is speaking as an ancestor in itself. I'm not going to tell you again. That's what the cards are doing. I'm not going to tell you. Because you see these two elders here. You know what I'm saying? So all that is in your second house. Okay. So now, right now we have the moon Chiron in the sign of Aries, which is creating pressure to take action as well. So as this pressure pot is at an all-time high, if you are hesitant, overthinking, delaying decisions, waiting for clarity, avoiding confrontation, suppressing instinct, seeking emotional safety over truth, this is where you feel the restrictions. Where your indecisions, something as simple as not making a decision, is going to block the way you flow in life. All at the cost of just being comfortable. When that comfort is actually going to create a discomfort due to even more so you going through a process of feeling destabilized for real. Right now, the cosmos is not restricting your movement. What it's restricting is anything that's misaligned. So y'all can write that down as well. Movement is not being restricted. Misalignment is being restricted. Because you can make a move that is aligned, you're going to be rewarded for that. But if it's misaligned, you can forget it. Anything that has to do with false action, improper growth, that's done. Some of you are feeling blocked. Let's say, from the sacral to the crown chakra? Because you can still go up the ladder of, there goes Jacob's ladder for you. You can still go up the ladder from the root to the crown, while having fear, which is a blockage of the root chakra, while being in the sense of guilt, which is a blockage of the sacral, while being in the energy of shame, which is blocking your solar plexus, while being in the essence of grief, which blocks your heart chakra, while being connected to lies, whether to yourself or allowing others to lie to you, blocks the throat chakra, while you're sitting here focused on a high level of delusions. You know the house is on fire. You know you got certain abilities, but your abilities ain't kicking in to save your ass from that house on fire, and you stay there, that's your ass. So you see what I'm saying? And then you get to the point that you get to the crown where you know, but you act as if you don't. And this is when you instantly crash. This is why it's important to let go of whatever this anger, fear, guilt, shame. Yo, some of y'all are carrying guilt just for, when your body tells you, yo, it's time to rest. And because you have so many other things to do, you don't get that rest. You better stop playing. Some of you been receiving this message since July 5th, precisely 2021. The shit got more intense 2022. And now you're at the breaking point. Let it break. Let that shit rip. Let it go so it can dissolve. Because again, you showed up here on this channel, on this platform, wherever you find me at, because you're ready for the next level. You're ready to go through that transmission. You're ready to go, to transmute whatever it is that you have to so you can transcend. At whatever level. Let's say you reach a level that it's some sort of achievement that you have. It's amazing. You're not blocked through any of your chakras. You can still show up here for that reason as well, because it's time for you to go to the next level. Evolution never stops. Feel me? So, let's see. Yeah, you're going to turn this around. Absolutely. Intend and create the high priest, Hierophant energy twice. You know what? Because for some of you, I have to keep mentioning this just so it sticks. Like, it's similar to a cliche. A cliche could be a cliche. It doesn't actually work in its full potential and its full power unless it clicks for the person that is aware of such cliche. So I'm saying that to say this. These changes, these shifts that we're having, Saturn and Neptune going into Aries. The last time both of them were there was in the 1700s. And if you're someone who's into occult information, mysteries of life, most of those books are from that era. So I say that to say some of you, it's time for you to become that writer, because it's your information that people later on down the line, 200 years later, they're going to be looking at your information. So much so the most profound and galactic cosmic versions of yourself are in direct alignment with you. They're in direct alignment with you, but they're this way. It's time to fine tune that and be here. Dial it up. Dial it up. Answer that calling. Because the phone can keep ringing until you answer. 44 on the timer as I said that. breaking through those walls, breaking through those barriers, breaking through those generational setbacks. That just made my head tingle. Sheesh. Move beyond ancestral patterns. This card has been coming out a lot because the key to unlocking any deeply rooted wound or things that has been passed down from generation to generation, you have to look at your fourth house and look at your Chiron. Let's say you're someone with a Chiron in the fourth, eighth, or 12th house, or you are a massive generational quote unquote curse breaker, for sure. And or having Chiron in a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Because it's in that fourth house that you're being able to see exactly what it is that has been going on in regards to what the fourth house entails. This is where you will notice any type of inherited fear patterns, scarcity consciousness, emotional suppression, hypervigilance, abandonment imprints, generational silence, role conditioning, whether this is whether this is connected to caretakers, fixers, protectors, and scapegoat, all that. Loyalty trauma, suffering just to belong. That's the main reason why this one is showing up right now. Some of you can't even create with intention because of a deeply rooted wound that's still lurking around that you're not even aware of. You think it's a power, but it's actually what's holding you back. If you brave, I want to see in the comments, what would you feel that is? What would you feel that is? Are you emotionally suppressing something? Do you have any type of abandonment imprints? Are there any inherited fear patterns? There you go, Michelle. I see you now. We're gonna get to your yeah, that. Your clarity check. Okay. That fourth house energy is it can help you to see the ways of you breaking the cycle. Where you must separate who you are from who your lineage trained you to be. Do you have Cash App is also you should be able to find me there. It has Sekhmet's face on it. Should be able to. But thank you for letting me know that. Let me see what's hold on. Okay. Let me get the link here. Hold on. Just a moment, love. You can also enter my email, pantherafit@gmail.com. Give me 1 second, y'all, because I have to update this just in case some of you are looking to give me. Yeah, it's actually, that's what that is. That's what my PayPal is. But yes, all of that. I've been going through the process of deeper awareness and reparenting. Okay. Absolutely. Michelle, are you in a rush? I want to deliver this message here first before I'm tapping with you. But yes, y'all. Uh, no rush. Okay, gratitude, my love, gratitude. You know I got you. I'll get to you. I will get to you, my darling. But yes, y'all. That's another reason why y'all are here, because it's also the most painful part that I've turned into a strength, where I'm able to tune into the subconscious emotional suppressions or repressions that are around me or within me, to the point that I come into this world with a certain imprint it's not even my own. Okay, perfect. It should process there for you. I'll be able to see it. I have my things open so that way I'm able to see notifications. But yes, now if you are obtaining the alignment session, let me know your sun, moon, and rising. You do have the option of sending me your chart via email, because I really do prefer to get to it to that point, and then we can go into the spiritual insight with the channel messages that come along with it. But yes, so the way of breaking these cycles as far as fourth house matters here is to make sure that you're choosing differently, as certain trauma persists through identity because of hearing other people say this is just how we are, especially if this, because that means that's the fourth house does connect to family. So it'll be based on the zodiac sign that's in that fourth house. If you just tell me your rising, I'll be able to know if you're booking a session, then we can go into that. But yeah, it'll have to do with family, but the sign that it's in shows you more about the energy or the attributes as to what that deeply rooted trauma is. Okay. And so it's important to reparent or repattern the nervous system, because trauma lives in the body, not in the mind. So cycle breaking is really going to require a high level of safety training, not coping, which would be the prime example of shadow work, where you're able to transmute the energy. It's not necessarily releasing the shadow as far as away from you, but releasing the lack of knowledge or the absence of knowing of what it is in a way that can actually support you, and making sure that you're doing regulation practices, stability, conditioning, consistency, being able to contain your emotions. So not so much, emotionally processing to sit in that energy longer than you're supposed to, but more so pattern replacements. Another thing about generational trauma is that it's sustained by unconscious loyalty. And that conversation with self tends to come up as, if I suffer, I belong. But breaking it is going to require you to say, I can thrive without betrayal. Basically, allowing yourself to succeed without guilt. And guilt blocks what? The sacral chakra of creativity, being able to actually fully connect to your emotions, as well as sexuality, where there could be some repressed anger or fear due to past sexual experiences. Okay? So, I do going to provide you with that message that's in there. It's the most beautiful one from this Angels and Ancestors Oracle guide. see. Where are you, my darling? Move beyond the limitations that have been set for you by family members, past and present. Know that the energy of your spirit is more powerful than genetics and behavior patterns. The elder is the ancestor who comes with a message of healing change. He is an embodied soul, yet he has had journeys that go beyond the physical. Therefore, he represents a reclamation of power. When he appears, it's an acknowledgement that you have the capacity to move beyond the limitations that have been placed upon you. If you have had expectations of success, failure, sadness, or even sickness placed upon you by your family, it's important to know that you are here to create your own story. I got you, Cosmic Goddess. Received. Gratitude. This card represents personal healing that will bring healing to you and your family's lineage, past, present, and future. Know that you get to decide what you take on. And also know that your ancestors are rooting for you and are sorry for any setbacks they have created for you. If that is not the most beautiful message in connection to the importance of gratitude, is going to the foundation of it all. As a spirit of soul, we all choose to come here for that level of soul evolution. So it comes with certain tasks that before we entered this realm, we decided, as complex and challenging the task would be, that we decided that we could take it on. Because before arriving into this realm where you have this physical body that can go through these level of senses, that I feel as though it's at a very low vibration as to why the pain even exists, because from a much higher vibration one can be connected to the soul version of themselves while in the body, which is the true essence of it, of meaning, the meaning of bringing heaven on earth. It's bringing your soul spirit body into the flesh, the same way nature operates around us all. Sun up, sunset. You see the effect that the sun has on nature. You see the effect that the moon has on water. It's the same way with the different planets. If you are aware of them, the effects it has on your system too. $3:44 on the time right now. So yeah, my loves. Let's continue with the collective message. I'm going to get going on those live personal clarity checks and at 3:55, by 3:55, okay. Trust your talents and change in times, collective. Trust your talents and change in times, because I don't want to have y'all that booked here waiting too long. I know y'all don't mind, you're not rushing, but I got you. Be bold and make the first move. Cardinal signs: Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. What I'm doing right now is also significant. Everything is a message when I'm doing these readings. Don't play with me. Everything is a message. So putting something into order. You see how the cards have a tendency to move? It's as if putting something into order gets out of order at the same time. We'll see. Listen. Okay. Show me intend and create. 59:55. Intend and create. Ooh, you got the star with the 6 of hearts there. Show me the elder. Yeah, see, intend and create is going to be much more powerful you in regards to your foundation. We just finished talking about fourth house in regards to great fortune. This is massive. This is massive showing up here. Okay, so there you go. We provided you with the major key. Your fourth house has the answer. Oh, shit. Yeah, it do. Yeah, it do. Official person. You heard it here from the master builder, Life Path 22. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, make sure you jotting that down. All right. And then we have the snake. I'm getting this as wisdom. 7, trusting your talents in changing times. Huh. 120 days is very significant as well. Or the start of this Aquarius season. This is the star where you now have been provided with the electrical impulses of your nerves to intend to create. But it's important to see where certain scarcity tactics are coming from that's not allowing you to connect to your great fortune because of some sort of ancestral pattern, and rebuilding your home, rebuilding your vessel, rebuilding the subconscious mind, because especially coming out of this 9-year serpent year, and the serpent has a lot to do with wisdom. There has been a lot of spiritual wisdom the collective has been gaining to be able to trust their talents in changing times. Basically, stepping out of any area of life where you are conforming due to survival and it's not aligned to you. Because again, what's going to be restricted is misalignment. Okay. At the bottom, we have, something is in spiritual court is what I'm getting for to bring forth change. High priestess to the empress. Subconscious, intuitive, spiritual knowledge is going to allow you to create effortlessly and abundantly. But you're going to have to be very mindful of your inner voice. Something's being reflected back to you. It's just 6226 on the timer. Something's being mirrored back to you. Someone is in your presence, not as a reflection, as a mirror. They're showing up as a mirror. So they're just placing the mirror in front of you. You're seeing yourself, which can be misconstrued when it comes to a person, them as your reflection. Okay. Show me. Are these upright? Are these upright? Do you see the lesson? Do you see the lesson in the betrayal? Huh? Wow. You're going to have to spiritually and emotionally mature for this one now. With the Ten of Swords here. And me asking if the deck was upright. Checking to see if something was upright. Are you standing upright enough? This has to do with your chakras. Are you tuned in to your creativity because of some type of ancestral wound that's been carried on from generation to generation, literally through the womb? On both sides, your mother's mother's mother, your father's mother's mother's mother. You are a representation of both sides. Show me. Two of Swords, mental conflict, Moon and Libra. Emotional suppression when it comes to a significant one-on-one relationship that could be blocking your intent to create, or could be misguiding your intent to create. So this would be an example of doing something to prove a point to someone or people that you can do it. You know how detrimental that is to your purpose? Because what you're proving to do has nothing to do with the actual alignment of your desires, but you're more so doing something because you want to, and then connected to having to, just constantly becoming more misaligned and consciously doing so too. That's what I mean about accountability. Because even in the energy to prove, even to yourself, It takes you out of the beautiful ebbs and flows of the truth of reality, where now you're in what we call a rat race. That's why the very beginning of this live, in regards to you knowing information, for example, having a connection to astrology, occult information, esoteric, metaphysical information that, you know, people that you're normally around may not have an understanding of, but have the audacity to insult it. That's the importance of that message, because there's a lot of information in that. I'm not going to repeat that, so we can keep going with this message, but it's in the beginning. Very significant. And it gives you the response as to how to reply to these people if necessary. The reply is in there, 6606, as I was saying that, 1111 on the top of the screen. So that, you saw that just now, how it jammed, and then the next thing just swiftly on just went on by. That's the same way as you're proving to people or to yourself about something. Instead of just flowing with it and enjoying life, you jam yourself up constantly until you let go and things just smoothly go on. What's this? Let's see what it is, though. You release yourself from self-sabotaging thoughts. That again, with it aligning with this here elder card, self-sabotaging thoughts of fear that are not actually connected to you. They're more ancestral, but for each and every one of you, that's significant in regards to what is your fourth house and getting more familiar with your Chiron. And then you crack the code, your own code. So you're not sitting here absorbing when people say, but this is just how we are. This is the way we do things. No, you don't got to continue that pattern. That's why it has been a generational nonsense. Knight of Cups. What's that? And the Ten of Swords showing up again. Are you upright? Because a lot of this betrayal had to do with the misperception of unconditional love, or love as a result of achievement, or receiving love because of something that you do, and not just love to love. The same way people can walk by a shoe store, the shoe you ain't put it on your feet or nothing. It's just standing there. You looking at it. It's not even looking at you. But it's easy to say when it comes to a material thing, oh, I love those. Hey. You know, people say make it make sense. I got you. I'm making make real sense. Yeah, Queen of Cups energy, big Cancer energy showing up. Fourth house again. Trust your talents in these changing times, especially when it came to not fully completing the cycle to receive that power and that wealth and the truth of intimacy. But you had to be witty and savvy with it. You know, in the sense of going into emotional situations, but also having this solid foundation and structure and knowing of yourself as to when to be in something and when to get up on out of there. I got you, Chantel. So I got Michelle, Cosmic. Chantel, let me know who you are. If you're already in the chat, just when y'all do send for it, just make sure you type vote in the chat so that way I can know who you are. We're gonna get started with wow, right on point too. Right on point. And I do ask that as we're doing the messages, for those that are doing that I'm delivering the personals for, respect the chat and just allow them to be in the chat. Okay. Let me I got a green card here to write y'all names down. So feeling as though y'all message is gonna be quite heart based. All right. Let's look and see. Shell, cosmic, cosmic goddess with a K. Get it correct, Alba. And Chantel. Chantel. All right. I'll be calling you up here soon for your message, Michelle. Let me just get a message of guidance here. Let me get an Isis Oracle 7044 Lion energy. Wow. Yeah. Heart-based strength, courage. Show me, Isis. What's this message here for the collective? And then we'll come back for the collective. Lunar Queen. See, fourth house is no joke. So when I'm complete with the personal messages here, we'll come back with another collective message because we're gonna tune more into this fourth house vibes, okay? The sheet of the celestial crescent. Now, when we're looking at the crescent phases, the waxing crescent, which is right after the new moon, has to do with courage, moving forward, and having faith to do so. And then we have the waning crescent, which is actually right before the new moon, has to do with healing, soothing, surrendering. So we have healing, soothing, surrendering that allows you to step into your courage to move forward with faith, not hope. Not hope. Which is another reason why, but some of the cards that I have here that have the word hope on it, I don't cross them all out. I use them as an indication to let me know when the collective, or if it's a person, or that a person is in a state of hope. Because where's your faith at for real? Call yourself a god or a goddess, emperor, empress, king, or queen even. With the state of hope, you ain't ruling my kingdom. No, sweetheart. You better know. You better know. There's a deep feminine wisdom that recognizes the importance of cycles of rest and replenishment as essential balancing to our actions of power and demonstration. You are asked to allow this replenishment for yourself now, collective, trusting that you are in a cycle of creation that is about to shift into a new phase. Release and enjoy the process without having to control or force it. Your body will help you know where you are at and what is required. The flow between the dark moon, which is the new moon, and the full moon, and all phases in between is constant. In allowing that flow, even several times in the lucid moment, aka day or an hour, you will maximize your creativity and allow your life to manifest creative project after creative project, should you choose. You will feel great inner harmony, wellness, and connection, as this oracle is a reminder that this feminine wisdom is not widely accepted in Western culture as yet, with its distorted view of what constitutes productive behavior. The lunar queen is quite a radical. The energy requires you to really believe and know in your own wisdoms and give yourself great support and trust your own body's wisdom as you remember to operate in the most intuitive, flexible, responsive, and feminine way, which just speaks to having access and moving through the access that you have of your right brain, the right side of your brain, which you already have access to because it's in your skull. It's just a matter of whether you decide to use it by allowing yourself to be intuitive and receptive. But in order to be intuitive and receptive to that intuitive nudge, it's important for you to have discernment. Because without that discernment, that intuitive nudge is going to instantly, connect you to overthinking or desiring to process it, where now you're taking it out of its soul level cosmic guidance of the how, and now you're looking to see why did you receive this how, and it's constantly putting you in this loop. Well, that wasn't a loop, that was more so whatever. That was my version of one hand with the 8. I get the point. All right, now, Michelle, you're up. After Michelle, Cosmic Goddess. After Cosmic Goddess, Chantel. After Chantel, if there's no one else as I'm doing this, we'll go back into the collective, okay? We're doing clarity checks for these goddesses. Shout out to y'all. Okay. Now, make sure you have something to write with or screen record. Do what you have to do for your message, okay? Give me just one moment. I'm gonna grab me some tea. Got it. Okay. Perfect. For these clarity checks, if you do have a question, you're more than welcome to ask that one question. If you just want me to dive in, I got you. But if you have a question, let me know what that question is. Is there someone else with the same name? Yeah, that's wild. Unless, wait, let me see. That'd be very intriguing to see. Because the name showed up differently. I'm not sure if that was. Oh, so it might have, that's interesting. Hold on, let me see how it showed up. Okay, yeah, that is you. That is you. Okay, perfect. I got you. So it's just Michelle and Cosmic Goddess. It gave me 7722. Gave me 2 notifications. Gratitude. Thank you for saying that, love. Thank you. Just dive in, please. She said, she just go ahead and do what you do, honey. Just hey, so what you do. All right. Let's get into it then. Fuck it. Michelle. All right, darling. One second here. Show me the core. Show me the core for Michelle. Show me the core for Michelle. The core for Michelle. Receptivity, balance and receptivity. Core for Michelle. Air element. Somebody's name is Jerry or Gerald. That just came up so wild. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Spaciousness. Gemini, spaciousness. Manifesting. You have this, okay, so first and foremost, what I'm getting here strong is that you have changes that are happening due to your mental state, especially with Uranus going into Gemini shortly. However, let me see. Potential, yes, 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 yes. Great potential, but that can mean anything. So this is really time to double down on some get focus. Get focus is what I'm hearing. Get focus. Show me the core. Show me the core here for Michelle. Show me the core for Michelle. Show. The core for Michelle. I'm hearing put things in order. Put things in order because I'm noticing where I have these cards at right now. They was about to fall off the table. Something falling off the table. I'm also seeing the flipping of tables. Hold on. The core, heart chakra. And I just mentioned that I'm writing these personals on the green paper, which has to do with the heart chakra. But your heart chakra is messing with the truth that you speak to yourself. Show me what's going on here for Michelle. 25-7. 25. Spirituality, spiritual. It's a deep spiritual situation, obviously. Show me. Empowerment. Something that used to empower you has already, it's okay. Something that has been empowering you has come to a close. I'm getting the sense of graduation here. But this is also about you have speaking this truth to yourself. It's time for you to be a guide also. Purification, going through the fire. Sacral energy, going through the fire here. Okay. What is standing right in front of you is also the opportunity to purify through empowerment. We have here another heart chakra, integration. Makes sense. Now, show me. You're unable to follow your heart due to something that possibly occurred in the second stage of sevens in your life. So that we're looking at from 7 to 14 that you could still be holding on to. There's still some forgiveness that has to happen here with that in order for you to connect to the balance of your heart and the truth of your potentials and really integrate the lessons that you've had so that way you're being rewarded and not restricted here. There's a message also in regards to you not fully listening to your ancestors and following the voice of your soul. It's more so following the voice of the ego. Comfort zone. Show me this. This could also be related to some sort of grief that you're holding on to of a loved one that's on the other side with the 12th house and the unseen realms or unseen forces. Second house, be mindful of that because it also has a great effect on your currency, energy, and money and finances. And your trust of the wisdom of your body through all of your senses, more so your sense of sight and smell. You could be smelling. This is upright. Uranus. So as of the 4th, you're going to see a great momentum here, especially with it going and coming out of retrograde. It's going to be going direct here. So there's a strong fear of loss. You have there's this it's almost I'm seeing a knot when it comes to your worth being connected to materials and not necessarily yourself. Security has been more externalized than anything, and this is what you have to be clear about is that you're breaking the cycle that requires internalizing safety. Breaking the cycle you're breaking the cycle, and to do so it requires internalizing what safety is. It's time for you to shift and allow stability to become embodied and not so much hoarded. Because that type of wound heals when you feel safe inside your body. So if there's has been anything that has happened to you sexually, you have to really get to the bottom of that. Especially with Uranus in the sign of Taurus right now, while it's in retrograde, what it's doing is really getting to the point of where you're unable to be rewarded and move forward if there's certain parts of you that has to do with your stability and the trust in yourself to move forward and bringing that to the forefront. It's that sacral chakra. It's the sacral chakra. Show me. Yeah. Once you handle that, your finances are going to go way beyond than what they are at now. Even if, because it seems as though you're okay, but you can be way better. Way better. Because it'll allow you to connect to these ideas that are coming to you rapidly as to the ways of increasing your wealth. But the increasing of your wealth also has to do with the internal structures when it comes to you trusting in yourself. Feel me? Yeah. Transformation, which is also Scorpio energy, which has to do with trust. So it's time for you to get out of survival mode, because something about safety becoming more of a possession for you. It could also be something that you're doing for work that is not in alignment to your purpose. And that's going to be creating this tug of war type of energy where you feel as though you're doing something because you have to. You're bright, intelligent, especially with that Gemini energy. You're amazing with words. It's time for you to step into that power and create that lifestyle that you desire based on what it is that brings you joy, and not doing things to, just because you have to. 414 is also significant. Capricorn season as well. There's a lot of transformation that happened for you during this past Capricorn season that's it's coming into full effect now. And one more thing here. What's this? What are you being called to? Where are you being called to journey to? Trust what you're being called to journey to. Could have carried a lineage past of being persecuted and going through those lessons of removing shame, guilt, fear that's connected to that level of persecution. It shows up in this reality as being blamed for things that, you really didn't have an intention to do certain things. But look at this. You're certainly a writer. That's one of your past life gifts, for sure. Soul family, calling your tribe. You don't have to do this alone. You also have a strong connection to whales and dolphins, Sirius A and B, that is helping you to bridge the gap between your higher self and your current body, the flesh that you're in, so you can come back to being that scribe or writer. You're here to shift people's lives through your writing. Obviously, something is not built, from one sunrise to the next sunrise. However, the moment you make that decision to do so, stepping into your full purpose here, your potential and sudden changes comes about. So it's sort of a paradox that you're experiencing. Play, have fun, celebrate. Don't be so serious with it. Just enjoy. Do you feel as though you're doing things that have to do with you enjoying yourself? 1616 and 2 cards came out. 2 tower moments, significant tower moments. Farm and biblical. With the way this is coming through is someone who has an ability to speak words of healing over someone who's utilizing some sort of medications that they really don't have to use. especially coming into this horse here. Why I'm being drawn also to Facebook, it could be something in regards to where you have to investigate the way where something started. If you've ever used Facebook, but there's something also in regards to this could be a significant appearance of an energy or a name of someone biblical that actually activates your ability to write certain texts or scriptures here. Look at that, men talking. Longing for home, belonging. The original light workers, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Sometimes you feel as though you're alone in this world, but you're not. You're not alone. No, you're not. Like, yeah, they bring major changes to your finances. Wait, no, postpone. What is this? What is it? Breaking the chain, ancestral patterns. Healing, you see what I'm saying? Something about rewriting the future by rewriting the patterns that keeps one in the process of constantly feeling as though you're still healing or you're still healing or, something of that nature. Okay? So there you go. There's the clarity. You're doing what you're supposed to do, especially if the message is you made that vow before you came here to do so anyway. Soul family, again, continue to call on your tribe, your ancestors, before you do anything that has to do with creativity. So that way they can take you above and beyond. That way they can take you above and beyond. Wisdom, absolutely. You got the whole unicorn popping up over here. Karmic relationships is helping you to see the truth of your karmic relationships. And we have the knighthood, phobias. It could have something in regards to because of stability and safety being more externalized, as you internalize it, you're now breaking the chains and the cycles of these lessons in matters of relationships. There's something here in regards to siblings or cousins that could also be of significance. Medicine woman, yeah, see, and you see how this here soul family keeps showing up? That's the third time. Wait. Show me the essence here. Show me the essence here. Show me the essence of the soul family for Michelle. There's a curtain closing on something because I literally felt as though as I waited for a bit and began to shuffle the cards again, it felt as though there's this energy of a dissension. Let me see. Okay, that could be the soul family that's coming through. Show me the essence. Show me the essence for Michelle. The soul family. Show me. One more of these. I'll go over to the next session. Show me the essence. As I said that, I'll go over to these. That means we're going in now. Say less. Show me the essence here. We have patience, temperance, spiritual alchemist. The essence of your soul family are spiritual alchemist. Study the steps of alchemy, the magnum opus as well. Understanding more about the shadow and its properties. Show me the essence. Community, for sure, for sure. Your Jupiter placement is a strong connection to the energy of your soul family at this time. 14:7, bringing forth emotional fulfillment. fulfillment of desires, 9 of Cups. That's wild because that's Jupiter in Pisces. So this has to do with unseen forces. What are you doing here for her? In regards to the clarity, what are you doing here for her? What are you doing here for her? The truth of the shadow. Just said that. Just said that. 2018. This could also be the closing out of a major cycle of closing 2018, and that closure is bringing in the blossoming of abundance. And here you have this could have been what's been restricting you and placing you in it's an overdue planning stage, the waiting game, 2 of Wands, where something has already been prepared and ready due to overthinking, restricted due to overthinking, but you have already been made aware of what it is, and it's connected to love, unconditional love, new love. And once you take the step moving forward, there goes your blossom in abundance once again. That 1 and 9, 10, 3, 4, solid foundations. And with that 4 energy, it has everything to do with, as long as you are being consistent, disciplined when it comes to your endeavors, Saturn got your back and will always reward you. All right. That is your clarity check, Divine Michelle. That was for you, Michelle. That was lovely. You are most welcome. Of course. Here, just go for it. Go for it all. Ain't no stopping now. And just make sure you clear up the situation that had an effect on your sacral, whether if it's something in regards to sexuality, creativity, or not fully being nurtured, so that way you can truly connect to the truth of your internal conversations, okay? Because that will connect you to the ebbs and flow of your heart, well, to the flow of the heart, which can help you to navigate situations smoother. Between 0 to 14, I would say. For sure, for sure. Because it may have even shown up even more the past 14 years. 2011 even. Cosmic Goddess. I know you know. I know you know. Just let that all go. That's it. Because holding on to it, it's not productive for your mind, body, or soul. When in a state of anger or hurt from past betrayals, holding on to it makes it's worse to hold on to it in regards to the actual experience, you know. Welcome, Cosmic Goddess. Message for Cosmic Goddess. Here we go, beloved. Show me the core for Cosmic Goddess. Do you have a question, my dear? Or do you also desire for me to dive in? Ooh. Something, your perception keeps shifting. Something keeps shifting your perception. 99.55. 100. I'm open to what Spirit has. I got you. Air element, steady. Purifying. Okay. Receptivity. See that? Activation, balance. Something about Bali is also significant for you. Activation, balance, activating balance through stillness and the receptivity of your inner sense. Okay. Show me the core. Cosmic Goddess. Compassion. Especially in this year cycle of one. It was just 10101 on the timer. Compassion. Compassion. I'm also hearing with that compassion, don't allow people to take you for granted. Integration, heart chakra. Okay. 1 and 9 is a 10 again. 1 and 9, 36. 28, 36. Cosmic Goddess. Compassion, earth element. So there's something about assisting you with clarity of analyzing your value and the way that's structuring your foundations as a result of you becoming more mature, spiritually mature from the wisdom you've attained. With Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo showing up there. And that fire element having a lot to do with who you are, the use of your willpower to even connect to the vision, your higher visions, connect to the sense of your higher self. This could even have to do with you traveling. Show me. Yeah, see, Bali is very significant. Travel, Bali, or just something in regards to foreign affairs. It could even be where you'll be connected to people that align with your compassion as well. 281. Though, visionary. Something in regards to value and stability. Value and stability connected to compassion. I'm hearing communicate your passions though. Space, ether. Something keeps shifting your focus as divine intervention. I won't be surprised if the Tower card comes out for you. Something is shifting your perception. Air element. Tower is connected to Aquarius. It could also be connected to Scorpio. 4. Something is shifting your foundation. Something could be happening all of a sudden. But let me see. This popped out. Okay. Following the voice of your ancestors. That could be of significance for you as well. But let me see. Hold on. 15, 6. Also being more mindful of containing, of the way you contain your emotions, emotional containment. Show me. Oh, wow. That's a major message. Are you preventing divine intervention by any chance? Because this is obviously when a tower moment or some sudden event happens, occurs, is for the betterment of you, but it may not come across as such initially, because this landed on the table but popped again in reverse, where you're attempting to. This is giving me the image of someone praying for something, and instead of getting to the point where you've done all you can for that situation, and you know, send it off to a higher source, It's praying for it and coming back to it to do the same exact thing that obviously within your spirit and your soul, it doesn't resonate with the truth of what you're supposed to do. So what we're going to do is this, yeah, the same way that this card here at the bottom of the deck is. You could have a spiritual guide or ancestor that is a significant air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, that is guiding you and guiding you, who's Huey or Hue, something about colors that you're seeing from your peripheral, or you have that ability to be mindful as to the colors that you're seeing, not randomly, but just from your peripheral vision, because it's showing you where it's time to shift the energy in that specific chakra. Okay? So yes, that was okay. Step out of your comfort zone. You got it's okay. So become more aware of your north node and your south node, because your south node could have you doing something. You could be living the lifestyle of your south node. Sometimes this can happen unconsciously due to one's strongest ability to ignore things, but get a clearer understanding of what that north node energy is and make sure you're aligning with that type of archetype and from an energetic standpoint. Okay? Especially with assisting you with shifting your perception, which it could possibly be that you have a north node in the air sign, whether if it's Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Not that's besides the point right now. We have make plans and focus. Drop your shields, make plans and focus. What you want her to focus on is very clear right now. What are you asking her to focus on? What's this? 11. That's Aquarius energy. But this has to do with the collective, being mindful of the groups of people you're surrounding with, or whatever plans that you have and who you're discussing these plans with, especially if they're long term. You're Aquarius rising. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Your mind is certainly going through an upgrade to become a vessel of prophecy. So there's a lot of distortions that's being removed, a lot of distortion being removed. So that way Saturn could rebuild what your prophetic messages are. Yes, you are a prophet. You have the ability to be a seer, especially as an Aquarius rising. You can certainly see beyond this realm. Oh, we was looking at this. Everything you say shapes your frequency. So every word you say bends your reality. Be audacious and bold enough to ask for what it is you truly desire. So in matters of relationships, they're having me tell you this too. In matters of relationships, really see if they, really make sure that the person aligns with who the truth of you is. Especially in speaking to the matters of, Saturn and Neptune going into Aries and how big of a shift that is. Especially as an Aquarius rising, that would be the embodiment of divine frequency that's being rewired. So writing and teaching and coding is also part of your path, recognition and reward. And notice that there's only one person standing here. This is also Mars in Capricorn. It was just 10834, a full solar a full solar circumference, whatever. However, recognition and reward is you seeing all that you've done, and everything or everyone else that you felt as though was going to be part of the next steps of you, they were just stepping stones, and you being in the center of your own achievements. Make plans and focus. Wow. As I'm placing it, it's giving me the image of the 6-pointed star, the Star of David. And I was just about to mention something in regards to love, but this could even be the rejoicing and celebration of your mind, body, and soul finally aligning. That could be why there's a lot of intervention that's happening. Some of it you won't be able to explain, and that's it's whatever, A lot of the arguments that you could be encountering right now are part of an initiation. So it's important for you to detox when it comes to social media. Because what you're watching in regards to words too, or what people are saying, can easily become a part of your reality. Is basically you being a magic wand walking at this point. 110 on the timer. You are no longer here to convince people. You're just here to transmit. That's it. There you go. 11's 11. You got all these ones showing up here, honey. You got 11:33. Garden in the gate. I just heard, what are you waiting on? Let me see. Positive movement forward. Are you waiting for something to materialize in your physical world before you move forward? The universe has been guiding you towards that movement this entire time, though. 29. Oh, you got 28 up there, though. Let me see, The door to personal healing and happiness. So this could be an example of what's holding you back. Could be arguments that are part of initiation for the universe to step in to have you walk through the door to personal healing and happiness. That where you are just recognizing and rewarding yourself finally and fully being able to rejoice in celebration because of the stability as a result of balance. Let's see here. Oof, come on now. You got so many doors opening up for you. This could be why the doors have been closed up to this point. A 111.25. The doors have been closed because whatever you intended or felt as though was positive movement forward was not part of the universal plan here for you. That now this divine intervention is basically allowing you to go through and see the doors. You already have the key. You already have the key. You may possibly have to leave something that you felt was it was solid. It could have been beautifully put together, but you're being given way more space to create even something better than where you were before. Through this door to personal healing and happiness, with the door to value. And again, this energy of appreciation is something around you is just drying up, and what's giving it life is your presence. It's time to close at 29. Boom. And this is what's going to open you up even more so to your door to value. 11:33 is a significant number here for you. Your victory and success is going to have a lot of people feeling sorrow. Sour. I meant to say sour, not sorrow. But yeah, you're walking away from these situations here. Ain't no love in this envy, because notice what envy blocks. It also blocks this energy of your sacral, your ability to nurture. Because guilt is possibly constantly being projected. Walk away from that shit. That's a warning. Don't continue to allow yourself to be in conflict and defeat. Take that action. There you go. We got Archangel Ariel showing up. And Archangel Ariel shows up when you are subconsciously within your spirit and soul ready to end the cycle. So in regards to praying for something and divine intervention is Archangel Ariel to bring you towards your prosperity. And that's it's a very strong angel, I would say that for sure. Bringing forth the changes, straight from the ethers. Recalibrating your mindset and the way you process information, or you may even have a change in ideas or a change of plans instantly. Trust when you're having a change of plans. Trust when you are having change of plans. You could be excited to do something one moment, but if you find that in the next 15 minutes, something within you starts to, trust that. Okay? Let's see what else we have here for you, my love. I'm pulling from cards that I'm guided to go towards for each of you when it comes to these checks. So, is this resonating, Cosmic? Let me know. Ooh, you got the beat. Pop in and out. 11:40, 1:14:44 just showed up. Okay. Ooh, it's time for you to be real strong about this. You are being guided to take responsibility for yourself and your actions. No barrier can hold you back from becoming your authentic self. Your path to success is right in front of you. All you must do is open your eyes, mind, and realign with your heart. One more. And notice, go. Go. You got the green light. Go. And go fast, especially in situations where love is conditional and not unconditional. As you're being guided to rest and enjoy yourself, pause right there. As you're being guided to rest and enjoy yourself, so that way you can be there for your children. That's not saying that you're not. It's just saying be there for yourself so you can fully be there for others. Create balance in your life and follow your truths. You will intuitively know when and how to take inspired action. Yep. You have immense inner wisdom and physical strength. Absolutely. Absolutely. I felt that shit. I sure did. With the space energy showing up here for you. Let me see. Clarity for cosmic. Clarity for cosmic. Inner earth. You'll survive this, and you already are. New solutions and beginnings. Yep. Just confirming. There's something you okay. Obviously you're going through something very taxing. That could be also significant when it comes to, plans with people. It's on some figuratively charge them the highest rate plus tax. And if they can't afford to be in that energy, then they can't afford to be around you. Feel me? Synchronicities are showing up all around you. The way this clock is moving, and every time I look at it, is always some type of ascended master number, magnetic energy, and it pulled away. Let's see, magnetic energy, and it pulled away. The golden children, inner child. Bring your inner child back into this. We're going to place it right there. Longing for home, homesick for the stars. Bring your inner child back into this. You're going to have a very deep, strong conversation. It's 444 on the time with that inner child. 11755, 11755. That's where it is. Your inner child. Talk to me. It's in respect to your double mission, a light worker, star seed, star soul, serving the world by being you. Serve the world by being you. Serve the world by being you. And you are cosmic, infinite, and galactic, especially as an Aquarian energy. You a messenger too. Absolutely. You come in here with some serious energy, but also a connection to Sirius A and Sirius B to bring harmony and balance into this world. Your wings are massive. I'm getting into this energy where your wings can even show up as mountains for people, aka when things are not going the way that they're supposed to in regards to the way someone should be respecting you. You create this essence of mountains or blockages in their life. Now, if you remain in these energies, those blockages become yours too. Okay? That is not what you're here for. You're here to expand. Yeah. The end of doing something over and over again, expecting a different result. 9 of Wands. The wounded warrior. Stop fighting other people's battles. Let them fight that shit on their own. You could love them from a distance. Because it seems as though when you help people, you know what I'm saying, when it's time to reciprocate that energy, people are nowhere to be found. Rightfully so. That's just part of the lesson as well in regards to being mindful, as to where one is exerting that energy. That was you right there, Aquarius, King of Swords, which is in alignment to what we were just saying, constantly putting yourself, you know, possibly in the background, especially when it comes to the way people see you. And then they get surprised when you detach. Shouldn't be surprising. It really should be surprising. It's a switch up on they know not what they do. No, they know exactly what the fuck they doing. It's that time. What's this? Stand on your throne. Absolutely. On your throne and your power and the truth of who you are, the I am that I am. And that is very significant. People know exactly what it is that they're doing. And you do too. So move accordingly. Yeah, go straight towards your victory. Follow your heart. Align with your heart. Align with your desires long term. Your desires are long term. Your wants, instant gratification that may not even be lasting for, well, it won't. You have here the King of Wands, Emperor, King of Wands. Well, shit, there's some other clarity. You close that door. There's also a door to romance that you're also being connected to, where it seems as though you have a connection with someone. They could be a fire element, although this is earth here. But in this present reality, they're possibly connected to a fire element or someone who carries that level of passion when it comes to communication, say similar communication standards, that while you're in this queen energy, when you evolve out of whatever this other situation is, you actually meet your emperor. It's time to elevate. But this could also be options that you have as well when it comes to the way you move, when you move towards, which what could be missing in regards to the way you take action is the passion you have for it. As far as we're looking at this from a masculine and feminine perspective. All that's missing here when it comes to you taking action in alignment to your power is the passion you have. This could even be the way you communicate with yourself about it. If it's an idea, you know what I'm saying, that is connected to your soul blueprint, any idea that you have is for obviously a reason. Just take action every time you receive a nudge towards that idea. Don't put it on hold. Move towards it expeditiously. And who all these people are in your life? You got an Aries, a Leo, and a Gemini that could be very significant. Or this could just be your placements too. But as I was saying that, this is a Gemini card of communication. This is Leo card of leadership and passion, having the passion to lead and be in a position of power, stepping up, stepping up. This could even be, wow, the Hierophant. What in the world? These are some serious stages. So, Cosmic Goddess, that's what compassion is about in this year one for you, 12333. It's time for you to become that master teacher. Or this could even be you, connecting with someone that is of assistance to you to help you along your journey of personal development, even more so. Okay? But these are all, I'm seeing this more so as stages. Because you also carry that high priest energy, even as a feminine energy. You have the ability, instead of the embodiment of the mysteries of life, you could also express it. Teach it even. Okay? I'm hearing don't fall short on that. And then you got the Magician. Girl, ain't nothing but people in here. You just have to combine your fiery and air element. You could be too stuck in what's going on in the physical. And it's time for you to rebuild. As above, so below. As above, so below. What's happening up there? Two more. Above. Below. Yeah, they working with you. For sure, for sure. Below. Godly. Yo. Okay. You got a fellow high priestess in the bunch. I don't know what she waiting on, though. You're most welcome, honey. I'm glad that, listen. Don't be afraid of the knowledge or feel uncomfortable with the knowledge that you have. The very beginning of this live is also going to be very essential to you as well. Okay? Very essential to you. That is your message, my dear. Being guided to, that was it, dear. Double mission, yeah, light worker, star, soul, star, seed, part of the golden children tribe in the earth. You could strongly have a connection to Agarthans as well, which could be changing your appetite. Wow. Y'all a whole vibe up in here. Y'all a vibe up in here. You got one who got the legit words of the universe, the most high, all up in her system. All she gotta do is just say it, write it, put it on paper, it's over with. Y'all better go ahead with y'all beautiful, sexy goddesses self. Y'all better stop playing with these people. Stop letting them play with you. Or don't come back here. I wasn't joking though. Don't be out here letting people take you for foolishness. Okay? Because y'all already know I ain't got the time for that shit. I love y'all too much to be allowing y'all to be just put your foot on the fucking necks if you have to. Shit. It is what it is. Yo, this is hilarious. Much love though. That is your message, beloved. Now we back with the collective. For those of you who stayed, gratitude. Much love and respect that y'all respected the chat and the person that was receiving their message. That's what's up. The universe sees that. Let's go. Collective. Back to the collective here. If you're looking to obtain your personal message, the information to do so is in the pinned comment. If you're desiring to have a one-on-one, that is in the community tab. Just check the post. And I look forward to being of service to you. Accelerated motion, 8 of Wands, collective. Ooh. Now, what do you know? Why am I here? Penny, where you been? Oh, shit. Check this out. Okay. Let's see. Redress. Yeah, let me tell you something, collective. Y'all on the verge, okay? That's a New York area code. Of embarking towards what it means to experience the empire state of mind. People that expected you to be the same person that they're comfortable with are obviously going to feel some type of way. But you know what? With all that being said, all that nonsense that they got going on and the way they perceive you, it's none of your business. Let them handle that on their own. Listen, as long as nobody is physically touching you, you ain't got to worry about it. Because they shouldn't even be that close anyway to even give you a hug or shake your hand for real. Now, talk to me about this accelerated motion. We have financial and material changes. Yeah, see, he's explaining exactly that. This is the 5 of Pentacles. Mercury in Taurus. This could be scarcity mindset where people want you to be exactly where they are at in their mindset. But these are both mercurial energies. So what I'm getting from this is to make sure you're not surrounding yourself with people who are not leveling up. Tell me who you with, I'll tell you who you are. You can heal, forgive, move on from a distance. And that's the important thing too when it comes to forgiveness and having to release significant people such as families. We was talking about fourth house energy earlier. You know, it's important that you go through your emotions, but don't harbor onto the feeling that caused you to have to, you know, separate yourself from particular people that you still love dearly. It's important to not harbor on why you had to do that, because it can constantly put you in this subconscious cycle of rehealing the experience by constantly having it at the forefront of your mind. Or let's say you could be disconnecting from one group within the family, but then you have another group that you do connect with that still connect with them. You may even have to bring it down to a minimum when it comes to the way you're connecting with those that are actually in between you and the group that you don't necessarily connect to. So that way, the thoughts or the feelings of, you know, that can come up in regards to having to separate from certain family members doesn't come back up, and it could mess with your emotions and your mental for real. Yeah, so you know, so I understand. Yeah, absolutely. Without judgment, absolutely. Mind's eye. Oh, I love this. I love that this is the foundation of the collective's reading right now. Now, in saying all of that, of what was said just now, this could also be you receiving clarity that helps you to get to that point of finalizing a decision that you made, where you're not coming back to it. Let me see what shows up here in the immediate past, because it's something that you see clearly. You're giving further details to see it clearly. We have the strength card here, strength, power. You're seeing that if you continue to give power to this, what it does to you. Huh. Well, there's that. As long as you give power to it through your thoughts, because this is close to the crown chakra, you notice the reality it generates. And the way that she's over here looking up there, which has to do with crowning the reading. Let's see. What's at the forefront? Yeah. Exactly what I'm saying right now. The cards are just confirming that. Conflict and defeat. This could be with long-term groups that you felt as though you'll be with for the long term, and then coming to find out, especially within the past few months, when Saturn and Neptune went back into Pisces, where you actually got to see everything that was lurking at the depths of the depths, had no other option but to show up, because it won't survive in the fire. Mm-mm. Where your essence literally rushed back to the precise point as to why you would even allow a certain type of vibration of people or person around you, or even take up space if they're not physically around you, allowing them to take up space in your mental. Some of you have Venus in Aquarius, and this could be happening right now, even more so. Show me more about this. One more. 88, 55, 55, 88, showing up victory and success. Yeah, you're seeing, you know, the truth of when you're given something power and what that means. It's not just a statement, but you've actually embodied and lived through it, experienced it. What's next here? Victory and success, Jupiter and Leo. That was literally the Eight of Cups, emotional withdrawal. And then you got material and spiritual prosperity. Everything that was challenging your prosperity materially and spiritually has obviously been going through some sort of setback. Not saying that y'all out here struggling, but it could be way better. But it took for you to see that what you give your power to is what you're making your reality. It's something as simple as that. And the moment you're able to integrate those lessons, Jupiter is when your rewards or your creativity can become much more visible, with this being Jupiter and Leo. Okay, let's see. Show me more about this. What's next? What's next is shown here, that there is material and spiritual prosperity. Okay? So be mindful of the words. Cancel, clear, delete. You are recalibrating. You're not struggling. So type that. You are recalibrating. Choose wisely. There's that. There's that. The conversations one has with self, especially when you're wise enough to know the difference. That's the thing about having the knowledge of what you're supposed to do while expressing the opposite. The opposite shows up more intense and quicker. Now there, you see what I'm saying? That's even that way better. There you go, baby. She ain't mean the first part, source. Yeah. Just saying. Oh my God. We have awareness showing up here. That's the Magician. So again, a lot of this is just saying, ain't nobody, this ain't the page for that. This ain't the page for that. Okay? It's not the page for that. Now, we got awareness showing up, which is the Magician. Awareness of your choices to choose wisely that aligns with spiritual and material prosperity. Show me the advice for the collective. I'll be playing with words. Okay? The advice for the collective. They said, here you go. Here's the message for you. It's to pull the mask off, go through that transformation. Big old 13 in your face. Your face. Yeah, everything is so symbolic in here. You see what they was putting in the chat? Some of you are around people who just love to gossip. Gossip makes you broke. Gossip, that Venusian cash flow energy does the no. It don't operate around that. Now some would, you know, argue or debate, well, you have all of these social media or social platforms doing this and then doing that. They still have a different connection to money where it's not coming from a broke mindset though. They're actually getting paid to talk shit, while some people are literally committed to talking shit and not getting paid for it. So if one is not getting paid to talk shit, that should be the last thing anybody should be doing. Okay? Show me. Anytime somebody decides that they want to call y'all with some gossip, ask them if they gonna cash app you or pay you for you to listen. Well, y'all could just stay there if that's what you want to do. That's on you. That's your divine guidance that surrounds you now. 133, 1033, that's that number for that. Transformation will allow you to rejoice in celebration and then realign with your mind, body, spirit, and soul so you can stop playing out here. Reconnect to the heart chakra, solid foundation, prosperity, and look at this. There he go again, man holding the heart. He showed up at first with this one here, accelerated motion. Okay. Funny. That's very funny. Because that number shows up again at Empire State of Mind with 44 or 845. That could be of significance. Shit, better not call me though. Hell no, I'm cool. There. Hell no. Somebody could be from upstate New York for some of you here. Attempting to reconcile something. That's what's the advice for that for a collective since you won't be out here? What's the advice on that? Leave that shit in the past because it went right to the section of your immediate past. Leave it. All right now. Don't say I didn't tell you so. Throat chakra loud and proud over here. Talk about ain't nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. Well, there could be a conversation coming, but okay, what about it? Shit, that's what I'm asking. Mental. Let me see. Partnerships that you got to be shitting me. Some of you could also be receiving an apology. Yeah. Some of you could also be receiving an apology here. Because your transformation that is embodied and felt is this. That would be the prime example of the past version of you is here. The evolved version of you is this. That the moment that you step into this position of your life, everything and everyone around you that was here in this pen loses ink. They lose vitality. So they come back searching for that vitality when you're here, but you're not even in the embodiment of being a pen anymore. You out here making sounds, frequencies, vibrations. You see what I'm saying? Hey, what's this? Patience. 2014 could be significant. May 3rd, 2014, or 2003, 2005, 2014, in regards to the significance of that energy. Now, okay, let's take this a different route too, because not every one of you are connected to somebody from your past that may attempt to come back on some apology type shit, and you're telling them no. For some of you, there is something here in regards to where you are the one that had to transform, and it was basically a person that you really have a very strong soul contract with. You got partnerships, alliances, patience, but what I'm being drawn to is that this has gone through a lot of growth. It has gone through a lot of growth, especially when it comes to changes in communication. Well, that would be that type of energy of to really know more about that, you would have to book a person because this is collective. Stand your ground. Well, there's that. What's behind it? Foundations and achievements. You could have lived with this person before. 347. Somebody is really from New York because ain't no fucking way. I mean, it could be me delivering this message to you. However, 347 845 is no joke. Look at this, hoping something will change. Archangel Michael said, hell nah. That's wild. Because it's messing with your stability, literally your finances. And what's next has everything to do with material and spiritual prosperity. So if it's not connected to that, then that's obviously a no. That's what that's saying. Show me what's in the environment now. Now we're going to be clear about this. 14409. For some of you, you thought they were part of your soul tribe, but that has ended. That has come to an end. 1710, 510, July 10th, July 11th, 117, 110, 17. Show me what's in the environment. Wow. Somebody certainly learned their lesson. They've become wiser. Now, the thing is, you see how you have this masculine here, just with his book, realizing what what is now the past because the past has moved on. Show me more about this because I'm being drawn to so much where someone has an open crown here. Somebody's crown is wide open that's in your environment or coming towards you. Yep, because this is what's happening next too. Some of you could actually be rekindling or reconciling with your actual soulmate, someone you've known for many lifetimes that you just actually get to meet now because of what you experienced in regards to someone of the past. Now, okay, so that's what it is. If it's someone of the past, it's the reward for the lessons you've gone through before you can meet this person again in this lifetime. It's clearly that. Very much so. You may have been dreaming as a woman. You could have been dreaming of men that you've never met before, but your souls recognize each other. This is why you're dreaming of them, or vice versa. Man dreaming of women that they've never seen before. And you could be seeing some type of battles go on in your dreams, which is a reflection of the battles you've experienced along the years. That's deep. It be that way. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 5-5. There you go. The journey of becoming a high priest or a hierophant or a husband. And for a woman, this would be her capacity to align to be aligned in a much better space as to the way she takes action. Basically getting into your soft woman era, where the love that you obtain and that you encounter allows you to be in your divine feminine essence and presence at all times. 14717. And that's a number for the collective that's been showing up here quite a bit. That 147, shit. I still have it up here, as a matter of fact. It's a message that your repetitive thoughts, ideas, and promptings from your inner self are indicators of your next steps and are offering solutions and or the answers to your prayers. Allow your spiritual gifts to flourish through study, prayer, and meditation. Overall, 147 is a 3, and you have 3s here. The 3s will be the journey of the Empress. So there could be a connection between an Empress and the High Priest, or an Emperor and the High Priestess, that type of vibes. Look at this, heartache and loss. Yeah, I've gone through similar lessons in partnerships when it comes to not being aligned at the heart because of each party not fully being connected to their heart. So the connections that you were attracting were more so just based off what you knew, you know? Greetings, gratitude for the thumbs up. Show me more about this energy and the environment here for the collective. I'm pretty sure you've dreamt of this person. Y'all are dreaming of people you've never seen. And it's a Sagittarius soulmate reading, but what did it say? The message that just came across the screen was, "Where's my true love?" This is amazing because the way my Saturn and Mercury in the 5th house is, this would literally be me telling you this message in the form of a story where okay, this is giving Elle vibes from Stranger Things, where she has the ability to, go into other realms and see what people were doing just by looking at someone's picture. Or you could be looking at the essence of what it is that you desire, and then boom, you go to rest, you start dreaming of something. Them, action. Look at this, 17. which is connected also to the Chariot card. Cancer, mood, sleep, rest, cycles. Someone is really coming towards you here, collective. After all of the obstacles and challenges they've gone through, they have the strength, the power of being a god or a goddess energy, as Taurus is one of the four directions of God power energy, biblically speaking. 5554. It could be one more lesson. Look at this, the thinking man. Yeah. This is a whole prophet. Because I literally just said to self, who in the world is this prophet showing up? And the energy is crystal clear. Hold on. I love when this type of shit happens. Wait a minute. Let me see. 1717 on a timer. Y'all come from the same star clusters. Someone is coming towards you, and quick too. It's 1717 on my clock, and 17 is right here. I feel as though what happens is you speed up the process of obtaining what's in the vortex of your desires because of your understanding of your fourth house. And you unplug yourself from whatever ancestral see. That's what it is. You see every emotional loss, heartache, and loss exactly for what it is by understanding where it comes from, its origin. And look at, you got 3, which is the Empress energy, and the 5, which is the Hierophant. So that's very significant. Let me see. This is Mars and Scorpio, so we got Scorpio and Libra showing up here. Hold on. Beverage break. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, so unique. Oh, gratitude. That was sweet of you. Thank you. That comes from my inner child playing when when I'm doing this along with my higher self. We just be out here rocking it out, and the ancestors and spirit guides be lit. Okay, so what we looking at here? We're looking at Scorpio and Libra energy. So that would be an overcoming. If we're looking at it from a fourth house perspective, this would be for Libra overcoming trauma that is rooted in people pleasing and emotional suppression, harmony addiction. Conflict was feared, or being afraid of conflict. So this would be someone who just holds back because you're bendito. See, a person who has a Libra fourth house, you get around me, I promise you ain't nobody messing with you. I wish a motherfucker would. because you'll be the type to not tell people exactly the way you feel about something because you don't want to start no shit. That's fine. I got because why is we playing? Who we playing with? Hmm? Who is we playing with? Hold on, now I'm about to be nosy. Now I'm really about to be nosy because for some of you, you don't have to have a Libra fourth house. However, I mean, you could be. You could be a Gemini or a Cancer rising, which is interesting. Depending on the degrees of your chart. Uh-huh. So, Gemini rising, that would be, that's wild. And this could have something to do with siblings too, where you may encounter, whether you're a Gemini or Cancer rising, where you encounter people who, again, based on a degree, encounter family members who constantly speak over you. So it literally developed a part of your personality where you might not necessarily speak up when you have to because you've been around a dynamic for so long where you weren't heard or people again were constantly talking over you and you could have possibly been the youngest or the middle child, whatever. Yeah, I felt that. Okay. Your truth has to replace harmony at this point. And your boundaries has to replace you pleasing people. And your self-expression has to replace your silence. Now, if you're somebody with Scorpio in the fourth house, this would be the energy of trauma that is encoded through secrecy, emotional suppression, and power dynamics where vulnerability feels extremely unsafe, trust was conditional, and control was replaced with safety, silence replaced with intimacy. To break the cycle, you're required to have emotional transparency where your power must become your presence. Your vulnerability must become your strength. And truth has to replace being, holding secrets. You can even feel with the energies of the fourth house, this really speaks to energies that you feel that has been passed on from generation to generation. Where let's say you experience your first relationship and with no prior experience of a relationship, but you get triggered by a certain way that someone is handling you, that would be an example of where there are certain codes that come from past generations, especially with this type of energy, Scorpio in the fourth house, where past lineages had to be quiet for the sake of security. So whether you carry those placements, that energy could resonate greatly here for most of you, just in general. And the moment, just by hearing that, you can get to the root of it. You can begin to do things, which is what I love so much about my one-on-ones, my private sessions, because I can see when someone is holding on to so much energy that their light is dimmed out and it causes a lot of inflammation in the face. That as I'm doing the one-on-one, you can see all of that being released because I'm literally telling them stuff that in regards to inner conversations that they have with themselves. In the space of they feel heard finally. But what's actually happened is them accepting their inner conversations of themselves. I'm just being the conduit of that. See what I'm saying? So, yo, that's why I love astrology, because it really helps you to see you where you really have multiple revelations or epiphanies where you tell yourself, yeah, I'm not tripping because I'm literally designed this way. And this is why. And these are the solutions. Because it's one thing to have the information and not apply it. And now that's just, I wouldn't do that. Messing with cosmic information, you really asking for it then. You better off asking Jesus for help. Respectfully, you're better off asking Jesus for help than your higher self. Because as the text says, ye will do greater works than me. And those greater works has everything to do with you knowing yourself, higher self, being truly tapped in and connected with that. Why you think, in the literal sense, the way people see it, there's the carrying of the cross, taking on other people's shit, which is why I'm saying you be better off going to Jesus before you tune into you. Let me stop playing. I'm not playing though. I'm so serious. But whatever. Show me what else. Yeah, destiny. I'm telling you, you got the whole wheel right here. Okay? Literally. The wheel of fortune, destiny. Seeing the way things are going, the way they used to be and the way they are now. But the energy that is in your environment right now, even if you don't physically notice it, it's part of your path. It's part of where you are going next. As far as that's concerned, show me where the collective is. I gotta cut my hand. Show me where the collective is now. Okay, what about it? Oh, okay, still, give me some more. Give me some more. You're gonna do it. You're gonna give me 3 cards. This is the third one. Because we're in the heart with the Empress, fertile, speaking of the high priest, and okay, there goes that showing up again. Okay, anyway, let me hold on. Wow, so boom, here's what's happening. Everything we're saying right now about this 4th house energy, it's helping you to see the truth of the maternal lineage, and it's turning on the heart chakra. Especially in noticing the power that one gives to past situations of conflict and defeat that may have been obstructing your vision in regards to where your victory and success is. But that's no longer the case because we getting right to it and through it over here. You feel me? Because that's just what we do over here. That's just what we do over here, collective. You feel me? If that resonates with you, put a 1111 in the chat. Look at this. I mean, come on now. Show me. Show me what's this. Show me what's up. That's what I'm talking about. I should be seeing more 1111s in here. That if you ain't putting that, I don't know why y'all here. I'm tripping. Don't be over here lurking. Yeah. Okay, so it's allowing you to stand your ground. I asked where the collective is. I heard reproducing from the heart space through the opening and the clearing of the womb and the essence of it, the knowledge of it, the imprints of it, to clear it out, to stand their ground. Mars and Leo energy, which has to do with protecting the inner child as well. And you're also, in me saying this message being delivered, your ancestors are surrounding y'all right now. Because this is also the energy of protection that is surrounding you. Do not misuse this energy or information. I don't feel as though you will, but I really suggest y'all take heed to everything y'all hearing right now. I may say things with humor, but how relevant, serious, and profound of a message it is and where it's coming from, do not misuse the frequency by ignoring it. This is not saying take the message. No, you know what resonates with you. Just don't ignore the resonance. That's ignoring rhythm. That's ignoring vibration. If you're ignoring the resonance of information that it sends your spirit and soul on fire to put it down, that means you're choosing the option to put down your livelihood, to put down your vitality, to put down your life force. And there's only so many times that you can do that before your soul says, I'm leaving this body, because obviously there's no reciprocity. Okay. Show me the outcome. I don't need this. Well, let's show me, as we saying that, yeah, let's do it then. Show me the hopes and fears of what's lurking. I'm telling you, that's literally confirming what I just said. Do not take, you know what? Said put it down. You said everything you had to say. Okay. 166.16 on the timer. Mm-hmm. You got a choice to make. Child. That's the most passive way of performing an exorcism just now. Mm-hmm. It's the most passive way that information has just come through in regards to performing an exorcism. What's on the other side? Really, we're talking about the section that has to do with hopes and fears. You got to know where you come from, the way you were made, and what's this? Yeah, the strategy. Shay. Now show me the outcome. That was spiritual strength over hope. Beautiful. I love to see that reset. Base chakra. Feeling rooted, secure, grounded, out of that stage of anger and fear, because you see everything for what it is. Because when you look at your chart in these placements, you're literally seeing what your soul said yes to. So you stop blaming other people. Even I'm not gonna say I'm gonna say I don't care, but that's not what I mean. So okay, let me say what the fuck I mean. There goes that Sag energy again. I really don't care about the experiences that y'all had and how brutal it was. Everybody has something that, based on your genetic makeup, your blood, your bone structure, whatever your mental state is, what you have gone through as far as what's too much is subjective. I don't care about that. What I'm here for as a conduit through these messages is to help you to realize, listen, when you look at this information, you're going to see what you said yes to that you're currently complaining about. Then at that point, you can also stop wondering why you're going through these cycles, why something keeps happening, you can't get your foot off of it, or whatever lower vibrational conversation, self or with others, is in regards to that. Again, this message is the most subtle way of performing an exorcism or cutting cords, that the outcome is the base chakra, where you have a massive reset starting from the root, which is a rebirth, because the root chakra is connected to 0 to 7 years old or years of age. And 0 in regards to the moment that you were conceived, meaning the moment that you sat there with however, you decide to perceive a soul having an experience in another realm before it comes here. Just know you're loved all the way through. You're loved all the way through this. Mm-hmm. We said, and let's make it plain then. Okay, there you go. Firm foundation. Where now you notice that the mountain is a point that you can go to gain a higher perspective instead of it being an obstacle in your way. And there goes the temperance energy, literally spiritual alchemy. 14, 14, 11, 44 is going to be very significant moving forward. Yes, root chakra reset stability. Life changing. Out of mental conflict. Show me about this. What about the mental conflict in this outcome? 27. It comes to an end once you recognize in the spiritual alchemy patience. It holds up. Here we go. Literally broke you out of mental conflict so you can become more patient about the process itself that you decided, again, before you came here. Literally planted the seed. And even the depiction of the art here, the formation of a child once it's conceived. Oh, shit. You know what? I'm here for it, though. Who am I? What you mean? Yeah, 14, 14 is no, it's not a joke. 2 times 7 is 14. Yeah, this could have been 14 generations back. You're the 15. You're the one that's putting pressure on everything. Starting with the way you see certain information, biblical text. You know exactly who Lucifer is, not the way people feel as though you're going to hell. Oh, I'm going to my solar plexus, sacral, and root chakra, because that's what it is. Because heaven nor hell ain't outside of you. All of that dwells within. Gratitude for the floating heart. Floating heart. That's why there's 72 demons that reside within the solar plexus to the root chakra. And then you have your 72 angels or angels that reside from the throat to the crown chakra, while the heart is the purest essence of all that is. Because at that point, I can't even say source. Because there's an energy that source goes to. So it has no words. It does have a frequency and vibration, though. The same way your heart goes, doom, 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 doom. Yeah. I mean, hey. And with that being said, that is the message for this evening. I may go live over on TikTok. If there is a message that's coming through, obviously, there's going to be a lot more messages because they got me back on duty on some. Okay, you've been in the essence of the human world. We need you back where we had you. Okay, so I'm here. I will be available for one-on-one privates whenever I go live. If you desire to have a clarity session, clarity check, or an alignment session, you're more than welcome to book those while I'm live. The private one-on-ones and the journey of life analysis, those you email me for. The journey of life analysis, that's a much more elite offer that I have in terms of you would have to be in a certain state because there is a questionnaire that you have to fill out to make sure that that offer is appropriate for you. All right, so you're most welcome. It's an honor to have you all here to be of service to you. And with that, much love